No, not the mess of my kitchen. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. I wasn't seeing anything from people about... Wait, no, this piece is gonna mock me. This piece exists to make... This piece is gaslighting me. It doesn't make any sense for anywhere on the picture. It makes no sense. This piece is... Seriously? You're gonna do this to me. Wait. No! Oh my gosh, I'm sorry I accused you, puzzle piece. I'm so sorry. Please accept my apologies of putting more pieces in. Okay, so... The only thing that ever happened pretty much is I always got attacked. My other videos have pretty much been within the past month. The rewired soul's bad for your mental health. Okay. The rewired soul fraud, they could have cured BPD. You actually did claim to do that. And by stating my channel is not moral, you're pretty much calling the mental illness that I have immoral, since my channel is all about pretty much my mental health issues and breaking the stigma of mental health. So, let's see. You started your channel. You went away from your message. You started going the drama route. I started calling you out. So I guess if you want to say it started with you, it went with me, then you did other people dirty. So then they got involved. Somebody give me something. Oh, not a whole lot. I'm working on a puzzle piece. I'm working on my jigsaw puzzle some more. And what was going on? Oh, right. So there was some hiccups going on with the stream. So I manually, about 3-4 minutes ago, and I decided to try again. And when I noticed that I hadn't gotten any comments from anybody, which is very unusual for my streams, especially when I'm explicitly asking for questions. So I'm thinking YouTube is just like being a brat on us tonight to a more usual degree than average. Because YouTube is a website that's got some serious attitude problems. Like, sometimes you think it's gonna do what you want it to, and other times you're just like you're just winging it, aren't you, YouTube? And I just restarted the stream at the beginning of the earlier stream that ended about 4 minutes ago. I got out my, I actually got that a couple days ago. I want to say it arrived on Monday. Is an antique sewing machine that does stuff. It is in working condition. It definitely needs to be oiled, and at the very least, I need to make a frame for it, or the cradle gears underneath are just all exposed, and that's not good for the sewing machine. So then what happens? So I've got a little bit of a project in this machine, but it is in great working condition. Unfortunately, this sewing machine is why I'm broke this month. There's usually some reason that I'm broke this month. Usually it's related to paying the bills on time, like a grown adult quote-unquote should. But then what happens is, no, it doesn't go there. Why not? But then what happens is yeah, treadle, the table with the pedal on it. Okay, what up, mofos? Alice Dark says, rodent. Yeah, I do have ADHD and attentive. YouTube has so many freaking bugs. Yeah, so true. Okay, answer the question about the treadle. Dakota, learning how to sew is on my bucket list just below learning how to read tarot. I almost read that as learning how to fart, and I'm like, you don't have to learn. I learned to see... Oh, sew on one. Okay. Siska Nordhook, you have so much nice stuff. Uh, I have been antiquing, so I'm hoping I'm saying this right. Siska Nordhook, Hoek. I think that's Hook. Uh, the reason I've been antiquing since I was 12 years old. My stepmother, her first husband, used to be an antiques dealer, and after they divorced, a lot of the people he worked with, so a lot of his, like antique connections, it's actually kind of a cutthroat thing, the antique dealer world. I never would have guessed myself had I not been peripherally a part of it for a time. But then what happened? Okay, so this should go around here. But yeah, my a lot of the people that my stepmother would work with, while she was moonlighting as like selling antiques on the side while working her way through college in her 40s, in her mid to late 40s. She was going back to school to be a social worker. So just like to kind of pad out her income, she moonlighted with dealing antiques when she discovered that a lot of her ex-husband's contacts actually preferred dealing with her than dealing with him. And the reason I've concluded that a lot of people prefer dealing with her is she's a genuinely nice lady, whereas he will it's not like I kind of got the impression that he legitimately tried to scam one guy that I'm thinking of in particular, and I don't remember that guy's name, but if you heard him talking about it, it did seem that Mr. Garland did legit try to scam that guy. And then what happened is, and so, yeah, like Alice, my stepmother, she was a sweet Quaker lady. So she just wanted to make sure everybody got a fair deal. Like, both herself and the people she would deal with at estate sales and all of that. So I've been basically antiquing since I was 12 because I was always interested in old shit. And so my stepmother decided to do me a solid, her stepkid. She didn't owe me anything, she just decided to, encourage my interests that she and I shared, which was antiques. And then what happened is, I've been dealing and buying antiques since I was about 12. I know about what things are worth. I try to adjust for inflation a lot of times when, it's been a while since I've seen a thing and I'm not 100% sure what it, like, I know what it would have gone for in, say, I know what most things would go for in the mid-90s when I was in high school. Sometimes I gotta mentally adjust for inflation, realizing, okay, I'm thinking in older money right now. And sometimes I just like consult eBay and all of that to bring myself up to speed. So my sewing machine, I found this for $40 after postage. Well, 42, something like that. So that is less than half the price I usually see these things going for, even in the condition it's in. So the condition it's in, it is perfectly workable. It just needs some grease to, get the gears moving, but everything moves like it should. I might need to open up a couple sides just to, at the very least, oil up the gears some, but it seems to be, in perfectly good working condition, like it should be, which is great. The problem is, since this is technically a new stream, I'm going to pick it up for a second. Don't mind that sound of cans all over. I got to bring him in. So this part, the undercarriage, that's all exposed. So at the very least, it's got the hinges here. I can make a frame to sit it on, while I use it. That would be the bare minimum. ideally, I'd like to find a treadle table for it so I can operate the foot pedal on that treadle table. But yeah, yeah, like I said, it's in perfectly good working order. And in that condition, I usually see those going for no less than about $90 to $100. So I found it for 40 after postage. And about half that price was the auction price on eBay. And nobody outbid me. Like, I put in a max bid of 25 thinking, okay, this is the absolute most I can justify spending this month. And it's going to be the reason I'm broke. All of my fun money for the month, it's even like it is, like, I can't see this going for anything less than 80. So the fact that I got it for 40 after postage, and I'm talking 80 before postage if you're dealing on eBay. I know what these things are worth, and I know that's a steal. That was a steal. So that's why with the antiques, I've been familiar with them long enough that I know about what things are worth, and I know an excellent price on it when I see it. So yeah, I mean, I am legitimately broke most of the time. I did have an order today of buttons that I make. So let's see, after postage, so after I pay the post office to send that out, that'll be about $11 that I've got after PayPal took its fee. So, oh, that's right, I've got to put old stuff up on Depop. I don't know why that seems like so much work, but it's probably because I have to, like, I don't know. The only place I've got really to photograph clothes is to put the hanger up on the the right now, at least things on a hanger. It just seems like so much work. But Dark says, and that's actually been reclassified as ADHD inattentive. It's recognized as a spectrum disorder now. So, it's a neural brain operates differently. That's what a neurological disorder is. Oh, baby, no one has to teach me how to fart. Wait, no. Stop. Don't. I hate painted and makes me. In more recent years, I think I would be. I think in recent years, my mental health would be a lot better off expatriating to Europe. I've got my eyes on Ireland, probably the Dublin area, maybe just outside of town where the rent is a little auctions for those older sewing machines, especially a Singer move them at $200, $300 depending on the condition. I learned on an old white. Oh, yay, like mine. That was my great grandmother's. Oh, that's wonderful. I really wanted before she died, but then again, nobody told me that she died when she did. I wanted my stepmother's old Singer. I want to say it was 1890s, and it didn't have a motor, just a pedal on the table. I wanted that, and I knew I always wanted that, and it would not surprise me if she would have wanted me to it. Because my stepbrothers are hateful little. Or if my aunt is to be believed or concerned about part money and part spiting my older half sister from my dad's side, then they were about being honest about my contact information that my stepmother absolutely did have. Let's see. Look on up in Craigslist. I do look on Craigslist a lot. I'll take a look on there. I'll check out OfferUp. Is that a phone app? Let's see. You need a maiden form. Yeah, I do occasionally see dress forms at what's that place? At the PTO thrift shop in Ann Arbor. Usually they're out of my budget because they put them in the showcase area, which is where they put antiques that have been donated and other high price items like digital SLR cameras, even regular SLRs. So, let's see. I was never hyper, diagnosed over 20 years ago. Son has ADHD. Yeah, I'm not exactly hyper either. That's why so yeah, like they've reclassified ADHD as a spectrum disorder. It's a neurological disorder. Basically, your brain functions differently. There are various little not everybody um so while I do have a lot of the hyperactive traits as well, it's usually stuff like fidgety and I still get a lot of hate comments from various people over that one video I made about 3 weeks ago, especially. Uh, I get a lot of comments, people like, like in caps lock going, stop picking at your nails. And I'm like, I can't help it. I don't even know I'm doing it half the time. It's just it's a nervous habit. It's a fidgety thing. What especially for adult diagnoses when they're ranking you on the hyperactive end of the ADHD spectrum. They're looking for things like fidgety, like can you sit still. They're not looking for like bouncing off the walls like you think a hyperactive would be. Um, uh, Introverted. Yeah, I'm fairly introverted myself about half the time. Yeah, I know I keep uh he has a phone up. I mean, it's good that you default to they rather than she. I know I'm quite effeminate, but it is he. It's okay. See, Alice Dark. See, I believe I'm autistic. I've got the specs completely. It's quite possible. My younger sister possibly was on the autism spectrum, and I say that because um she did she did exhibit some traits, but it's not usually what a lot of people think of when they think kid with autism. Um, let's see, Molly's big thing. Uh, she was able to do complex math equations almost completely in her head as young as fourth grade. Uh, but she could also barely read and write at in fourth grade as well. She was held back a couple times because of that. My father said she was just being lazy, that she could read just as well as I could. But my father also believed I could do math just as well as my younger sister could. And no, my brain went to reading and comprehension skills. Molly's went to maths um stuff like that. Uh, somebody. Oh, Latinx, Gothic X. I want to. That's. I've got a lot of friends who are on the autism spectrum, uh, to varying degrees, and uh, does this go maybe there? No, maybe. I'll figure it out. Uh, I mean, I know it. Uh, it could be seen as stereotyping, but yeah, Molly's big thing was she was able to do complex math. That's one thing that really tipped me off. But the thing that kind of solidified my suspicions that she might have been autistic to some degree, she definitely had better social functionality than even some of my more um, higher functioning autistic friends do. Uh, she was able to con people so easily on a lot of bullshit. But the two people in my family who always saw through her shenanigans was myself and our aunt Karen. But Um, Molly also rocked like this, like constantly. And I was watching a documentary one time about service animals, and um, and it included a bit where they were taking cats for some kind of, just sensory kind of therapy to this group home where there were a lot of lower functioning autistic um, young adults, people who were, barely verbal, and, this one young lady who just rocked constantly like that. And um, and I have seen, a lot of people. I have seen a couple people with the whole. I see a couple of my autistic friends refer to it as flapping with the hands, and she did that a lot too. And I don't think, she was fully cognizant of the fact that she was doing this, and it did. Uh, but yeah, she was also a heroin addict who OD'd. So, um, while I have not been able to confirm that she was indeed autistic in her lifetime, it's quite possible she did get a proper diagnosis before she died. But she was also one of those. I don't know. Her her former sponsor uh said that so Molly tried getting back in contact with me. Let's see, she died around my birthday in 2017, and she tried getting in contact with me in January of that same year, so January 2017. And then what happened was, um, uh, basically, like, she tried to contact me over Facebook. She spent a good hour and a half or so on Facebook Messenger, uh, just saying this, that, and the other thing, and expecting me to take it seriously. And then she gives me the name of this woman that she identifies to me as her sponsor, as in active current sponsor in NA, I believe, or HA, I think, like Heroin Anonymous, or is it NA? I know there's NA. I've been aware of NA for a while because my older half sister Ruby will do just about anything you put in front of her, and she was talking about NA a bit when I was younger. And this is somebody's top, isn't it? Yes, it is. Does it go this way? I don't know. I'll figure it out. It goes somewhere. It came with the puzzle. So Molly identified this woman as Christina, who she said was her active sponsor. So I decided to call Molly's bluff. And real quick, I'm going to get myself a sparkling water. So I decided, okay, I'm going to call Molly's bluff, as I literally always did when we were children. So I decided to call this woman because Molly sent me like over the messenger, she attached a photograph of this young woman's uh, first name, last initial, and a phone number as some kind of contact for whatever kind of 12-step meeting she was running. And then what happened is I did talk to Christina, and I discovered that maybe about half of what Molly had told me was a lie, just straight up lie. And Molly always did that. She always seemed to think that if she said just enough that was true, you would buy the lies. So I called her out on that, and I said, you've been lying to me for practically the last hour and a half or so, and I'm not getting involved in your bullshit. This is your shit. You deal with it on your own. I'm done. And I called Christina back the next day just because Molly always had issues with anger management, to put it nicely. Molly had a habit of getting violent, like excessively violent, if she did not get her way. So I called Christina a day or two later just to see if Christina was okay. Just to see if like Molly tried, throwing any punches or anything. And Christina was fine. That was good to hear. And I asked if she had any idea what the hell Molly was trying to do this all over about. And Christina's hypothesis was Molly was probably just looking for some reason to start using again. And since she almost certainly remembered that I never fell for her bullshit, I don't get it. Like, for some reason, I was always immune to it, and our Aunt Karen was always immune to it. Like, we always told her, like, no, you may be able to pull one over on our father, but you can't pull one over on me. And then what happens? Oh, wait, no. Ugh. So yeah, so that's, I think that sounds like a viable hypothesis on what the hell Molly's deal was, why she tried to contact me. Was she probably knew that I wasn't going to fall for whatever the hell she was trying to feed me. That she could make me a shit sandwich, but I wasn't going to take it because I never had and I never will. And so yeah. Okay, it doesn't fit here, but it makes no sense anywhere else. I'll figure it out. So, oh, there we go. And so yeah, Molly was probably just trying to think of some kind of excuse she could use to, say why she started using again, and of course try to blame it on me, I'm sure. Like, I was rejected by my own family. This is why I had to start shooting up again. I'm like, you tell yourself that, kiddo. Like, that doesn't make it true. So, okay, let me catch up with what people are saying. Okay, I fit the specs. They found a lot of women that were diagnosed with ADD actually fall on the autistic spectrum. Are all of it is so similar. I think that makes some sense. Yeah, I call when I speak bippity boppity lol. Yeah, I flap autocorrect. Okay. Latinx Gothic X. That's unfortunate. There are a lot of recent studies saying that addiction is pretty common among otherwise neurodivergent. That makes sense. Oh no, that makes no sense because of that other piece right there. Yeah, that makes no sense either. Oh wait, is it this kid's handlebar? Yes, it is. It is the kid on the bicycle. It's his handlebar. Okay, that makes sense. Seriously? Okay. So what am I doing now? No. Really? Why don't these pieces want to go where I want them to go? Could have been done so much sooner if all these pieces would just do what I say. But that makes no sense. I don't know how it makes no sense. Okay. Okay. Let me... Wait. Where's this one? Oh. Okay, so this would be probably on this side. Can we find... No. Okay. Okay, I've got this other piece here. Oh. Haha. Okay. And... I don't know how I ended up popular enough with a nice little collection of elder goths as a breath of fresh air and all of that. And I hope it's not people messing with me. Part of the damage my parents did was, so my mother was one of those types who alternated between trying to live vicariously through me and doing what any layperson, as in not a trained mental health professional, would clearly see as emotional abuse. So she took any opportunity she could think of to try and cut me down and tell me I was less talented than she thought she was. Though at the same time, she also said she was that she gave up and this was her words, a mediocre career in the opera chorus to be a Zappa groupie. And she legit never had any part in the Toledo Metropolitan, more prestigious than a chorus role. So yeah, it was indeed a mediocre career in opera. And so then what happened? But yeah, because of, in no small part because of that anyway, I am regularly suspicious when people seem to be at least vaguely fond of me and want to keep me around for some reason. And I know it's parental damage. I know it's deep parental damage that I can't just accept that maybe people actually like me. But especially when it's a group of people. And some of these people have known each other for years and years and years, at least on internet terms anyway. And here I am, poor little emotionally damaged, borderline dwarf, and that is true. My primary physician, she's said that I have this kind of spinal curvature, this distinct sort of spinal curvature she's only previously seen in people with achondroplasia dwarfism, but I'm too tall to be a dwarf. So, like, medically speaking, I'm too tall to be a dwarf. And since there's no reason to run any diagnostics to see if I do have a very mild form of achondroplagic dwarfism, it's just like, the only reason I do that is just to say if I am indeed the world's tallest little person. But then what happened? Oh yeah, I was talking about my mother and the damage she liked to inflict on her children, or at least on me. Like I said, she alternated sometimes very frequently. I suspect she might have had some low-key bipolar traits, but I don't want to sound like I'm diagnosing. I do know that my Aunt Karen was diagnosed bipolar back when it was still called manic depression. So that I know is a fact. And what is this? Where does this go? Where does this piece go? Why aren't you telling me? But then what happens? Oh, this is the piece that mocks me. One of them, anyway. Wait, might it go? No, that would make no sense. Uh, so, yeah, so when people seem to like me, even if it does seem at least potentially genuine, my gut reaction is always to be suspicious. And like I said, I know it's because of damage. I know it's because of deep parental damage, but I can't, I've been dealing with this so long. I legit cannot help it. This is where my brain goes automatically. This is the automatic dumping ground for my brain whenever um, Cats found a paper bag, or at least Murnau found a paper bag. Oh. No. Why no? Why won't you fit? Fit where I say. It'll make this go by so much faster. Ugh. Oh! I found the rest of this lady's leg. Oh, yeah. There we go. And, this might actually go right about there-ish, maybe? That would make some kind of sense, maybe. Okay. So this. Where is this? Oh. So, yeah, there's a couple long-time elder net goths and elder goths in general, and they seem to have taken a liking to me, and my automatic reflex is to ask, what is your motive? Like, what is your motivation in saying this? Why singing the praises? I'm not saying I'm not fabulous. More often than not, I do like to believe that there is some fabulousness to my personality. On the other hand, I have been conditioned for pretty much my whole life to become suspicious anytime I'm complimented. I'm hoping for most of these people it's genuine. That would be nice. And Peace White. Oh, wait, I think I know where this goes. Or at least, it actually does go right there. Okay, I'm gonna catch up real quick on what people are saying. Okay. Okay, puzzling the nine. Howdy, animal. Rut-row. Okay, where is tech maintenance when you need them? Oh, are we talking about the puzzle? Oh no, YouTube kicking me off and putting me back on. Just pop back up to say I got some delay. Okay, but just obstrip Paris cardboard. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, no kidding. YouTube was on dial-up tonight. Welcome. Yes, that's a great way to put it. Talk about old school. LMBO. Wish they would dial in. Hunty, I'm an oldie in SoCal. I would love to hear your show stories. I've got my own show story. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you mean by show story. That is not healthy. Marine autocorrect. Try to keep my language at a PG-13 race. Ass is PG-13. So B instead of A. Sometimes you gotta just dust yourself off and keep going despite everything. Thanks so much, Catherine. Alice Dark. LOL, you won't like me. Yeah, I'm a sailor. Emerald Reina. My mother is a nurse and my dad a squid. Oh, my mother was a nurse too. Alice Dark. LOL. Catherine Kincaid. Sometimes you gotta paint with all the colors language has to offer. Emerald Reina then went FBI. Alice Dark Duck, yeah, Duck. Emerald, I'm a security officer by trade. I can get pretty colorful myself. Catherine, Double, Duck, Emerald, LOL, Alice, LOL, Alice, unlike to reminisce the old shit. Emerald, totally fabulous. Alice, I like to autocorrect. I need to hang it up. Catherine Kincaid, I'm in clothing pricing for a thrift store. Been in retail 20. Oh my. Jenna Lutz, if it helps, I had to learn a better way to figure things out if folks only want to converse and not asking for things. Good start. Jenna Lutz, Stripera's pain in butt and being frustrating. Sorry, I'm a word man. Alice Dark, the shows, Ross, etc. LOL, not porn. Yeah, Ross. Okay, this one here looks like it goes here, but okay. Wait, no. Okay. I think it works just as well with a modern rod, but this is for science. This is definitely better than what I've been trying. I think because right here is so fluttering on this dress. The silhouette is really nice. Haha. Okay. Okay. And, oh, here's that lady's head. Yep, lady with the big fur coat. Lady with the big fur coat. Okay, and this, okay, I think this here is, it's that other lady with the fur coat. No, she's got the stole wrap. Different with every single piece of clothing that I tried on. Okay. My overall thoughts are that yes, it definitely does help with the silhouette. No. And if you are just trying to make an outfit look extra vintagey, I think that a bra could really, really help with that. Okay. So I want to love mine, and chances are good that I got the wrong size. Because like I said, I am not an expert in undergarments. Okay. That includes sizing and band size and all that stuff. Wait. No. You mean I have to put more pieces there before I can put that piece in? Why? I just want to put the pieces in. I think that if it was less wide, I would love it a whole lot more. But I think it's just making me feel real weird. Does this even go where I was thinking it went? I don't understand. Oh, that's right. There's still more pieces in here. Number two, I know that it can be kind of a iffy subject for people that are venturing. They need to improve this chat thing. Yes, they do. What would you suggest they do? Not dial up. I like these chats. They remind me of old AOL chat rooms. AOL or Yahoo. Oh, God. Oh, please. There we go. Oh. What fell? I don't know. But it's not a puzzle piece, and that's all that matters right now. Okay. Okay, does this one go here about? Oh, wait, no. That one's got lights on it, and lights aren't over that way. Lights are this way. Maybe. Ah! That goes there. Oh, wait. This one. I'm not sure how. Ha. Okay. That's why some of this was mocking me. I didn't have all the pieces for this area of it. Okay. Okay, and this one, it looks like ha. Oh, wait. What's this with the red? Oh, yep, there's the tire. Okay, I have this red car almost together. And what is this bit? This is a bit that looks like crap and stuff. And where does crap and stuff go? I don't know. Why don't... Wait, no. Okay. Oh dear. What is this that I've queued up?
Today we are doing a discussion on being somebody from a rural area.
Why?
Country, and
Oh, it's that guy. It's the little windscreen and driving wheel. Okay, that makes sense now. Oh! Two Broke Goths! I love them! They're these, two young ladies in St. Louis, I want to say St. Louis, Missouri area, and they've, they do fun little videos about, being a goth on a budget. I hadn't seen any of them. I hadn't seen any videos from them for a while. That's why I didn't name them in my, video talking about my favorite, in my Q&A with the, with my favorite goth YouTubers. So I forgot to mention them. Alice Dark, AOL, where you would upload on the scanner, then into the chat. Yep. Oh, I remember that. Rowan, can you please imitate the... Oh, shit. I don't think I could do it justice. I still had Juno back then. Oh, shit. I loved was a frequent flyer in those chat rooms. Oh, dear. Please stop sticking to me. Stop it. Stop. I sense the pretension in the call chat. No comical. Fun times, AOL, and all of that. And...
But that's where you went to either try to do things legally and just bowl, or you could do illegal drinking and drugs and all sorts of other stuff coming back. Yeah, mine's good times. My hometown's more of a retirement hometown.
Wait. Oh, that's why it's messing with me, because I thought it was further in than it is. Okay, so wait. What the... Okay, this makes no sense then. Oh no, I have it in wrong. There we go. That makes sense now. Okay. Why did it fit in that one then? One of the great questions of our times. Why is this puzzle piece messing with Rowan? Where's this one go? I don't know where it goes. Goes in the garbage. Alright. Oh, there we go. Live music.
Another thing that sucks about living in the country versus the city is a lot of people make you afraid of the city. For multiple things, so you get kind of paranoid about the idea of ever going to a downtown place.
There we go.
Everything's fucking dangerous, according to everybody. It's like Australia, everyone's out to kill you. Everything and everyone's out to kill you. Yeah, but in reality, it's not like that at all. It's mostly homeless people asking for money.
Yeah.
And then like random dudes on the street all that. It didn't take me too long for me to try to get used to going down there. I went down to the Crack Fox once years ago.
Oh wait. I think this is part of that. This gentleman over here with the bass, with the double bass. No, why not?
I was a little bit paranoid, and
Why
I didn't
not?
know that parking on the street was free, so I ended up parking in a garage, and so I
I'll figure it out.
decided to make fun Mostly so that they could all be my
Okay. So wait, where's this piece go?
Why else do
Does
you
it go
make
here?
friends? Yeah.
Haha, it does.
Okay, you know
And
what
that
to
goes
do.
there.
And then years later, I kind of followed it, and I was like,
Ugh.
finally, I was like, yeah, it's time to
Ah, shit.
get into this more.
It's getting to be about that time, so where I'd be best off having dinner and then going to bed soonish. I don't know why it's daylight savings. I know exactly why. It's goddamn daylight savings messing with my head. And and that is why I have been having the damnedest time lately. Trying to get to sleep when I like to get to sleep, and then I wake up way too goddamn early, or way too goddamn late. God damn it. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I have zero clue what anything means anymore, and it's all because of daylight savings. And it doesn't do what they say it's supposed to do. There's, especially since the U.S. is far less reliant on agriculture than it used to be. Even then, it's like they didn't even adopt that until the 70s when everything was going electric and automated anyway. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything except for kill the goddamn drive-in movies. Seriously, like that is why you can't. That is why you don't see drive-in theaters anymore, because daylight savings ended up killing it because they couldn't open up until an hour later, and that's usually around the time a lot of people had to pack up and get to work, so they could like get enough sleep for work the next day or whatever, and that is like all daylight savings ever did was kill the drive-in cinema, and that is literally the only thing it's ever done, and it is complete nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. It needs to be abolished. But at this point in time, a lot of people will want to hang on to it because this is what we always done. Gotta appeal to tradition, and even though it makes no sense and means nothing to anybody anymore, never really did in the first place. Like, seriously, like they say it was for the goddamn agriculture industry, but, the agricultural industry lived for literally thousands of years before daylight savings time. Like, seriously, it doesn't... all it does is fuck with people's circadian rhythm and make everybody more ornery and aggravated at the world, and this better be part of this kid's goddamn thing, like it looks like. Yes! Ha! Ha ha! I'll show you, stupid puzzle. And, so yeah, like right now, I'm feeling like, oh god. So yeah, like this morning, I woke up like so much later because I can't ever adjust like I should be able to, or at least like everybody tells me I should be able to. So it's about that time, and I should... that goes nowhere near there. What am I... okay, so this goes somewhere where there's a rock. Oh, I know where this goes. Wait, does it? No, it does. Yes! Ha ha ha! So I should start wrapping up the stream and the puzzle and all of that in a bit. I just want to feel like I've actually accomplished like a couple more pieces first. And this is how I waste my night. It's like, no, just one more piece. Just one more piece. Just one more goddamn piece. That's all I need. Let me catch up on some chat. Frequent flyer. For the class, what about the younglings? Anyone remember dinner's awful late tonight? That's just how I eat. I'm in bed at 4 a.m. and I'm up at noon. At least that's my preferred schedule. I didn't get up today until almost 3 in the afternoon because goddamn daylight savings is messing with me. Hamster Dance was wonderful. I think there's still a mirror of it somewhere. We have one drive-in theater left here. Oh, yeah, there's one drive-in theater up in the Flint area, I believe. Here in Michigan. There's one up the road from me. Nice. Riverside, California. Let's see, Catherine, I have 6 feet of snowbanks outside. I'm ready to move someday. Minnesota. Yeah, that makes sense with snowbanks. Oh, yeah, Michigan is not quite as insane as Minnesota can be in the winter, but it is not uncommon to see the temperature get down like 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Not even an exaggeration. I have literally seen that. Talking to friends of mine in Anaheim, California, back on the AIM days, and she's saying, "Oh my gosh, it's so cold here. I love it." And I ask her, because I know she's in Anaheim, California, and I'm asking, and it's January at the time, and I ask, "Oh, really? What temperature is it outside?" And she says, "It's 64. I'm like, and I say to her, "You want to know how cold it is here in January in Michigan?" And let's see, I was living with he's now an ex of mine, but he was my boyfriend at the time in Rochester Hills. And then what happened is, so we were living in Rochester Hills in a basement apartment, and the window right over my my computer at the time was really fucking drafty. And I asked her if she wants to know what the temperature is in Rochester Hills, Michigan that day, and she says, okay. And I say, it is literally 12 fucking degrees outside. 64 is not cold. 64 isn't even chilly compared to what I'm used to. And then a couple years later, I moved to the Los Angeles area. And then what happened? I moved, I want to say in May of that year. And so came around and it was like 65, 70 degrees out. Then I was feeling chilly because I got used to it. I got used to, you know, it being so much hotter than it ever is in Michigan in the summer that by the time November did roll around, I was feeling a little chilly. And I took back my mocking, but she and I had kind of fallen out of touch at that. And I, but yeah, so she and I had fallen out of touch, so I couldn't like formally take back, you know, poking fun at her for being, you know, for thinking 64 degrees was cold, because, you know, I understood then that, you know, yeah, if you're used to it being hot all the time, then yeah, relatively speaking, 64 degrees could feel a little so I didn't realize there was that until someone was like, "Hey, that's racist." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, it is. I'm sorry." Okay, so it looks like YouTube is having another fit, and I was talking about ending the stream anyway and having some dinner and feeding the cats. I'm surprised the cats haven't been up my ass, but they found a paper bag to play with, so so I guess they've kept themselves busy, but I need to give the cats their dinner at the very least. Because I'm sure if you trust the cats, they are completely starving. They, you know, even though they've been playing with the paper bag for the last hour and some. Like, they've been perfectly content with a paper bag, but... as soon as I, start making their dinner, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's right, we're starving. Oh, can you starve, kitties?" I'll be like, "You didn't notice for you've been playing with your goddamn paper bag for over an hour. You didn't notice you were starving." I mean, if we're using cat logic. Of course, by cat logic, you can have like 1 square centimeter of the kibble dish could be visible, the bottom of it, and clearly they will starve any moment now. They will starve to death, and it'll be all your fault because you're a bad human. And and then what happens is I had a cat named Vermin for a while, and my ex Scott, he's also my best friend still. Like, when you've been off and on with somebody for about 10 years and you break up for completely mutually agreed reasons that you just both want 2 completely different things out of life, you can't not stay friends unless one or both of you messes up royally. And but then what happens? So my cat Vermin, she used to wake him up every night around 3 a.m. And it was always him too. And she used to wake him up at 3 a.m. just about every night, just to walk him over to the kibble dish. Even if it was full. Like, I could have filled it maybe an hour before, because I like to make sure it was full before I went to bed. But I could have filled it. It could have been completely full. She could have had no food, and it would have still been completely full. It's just every night at 4 a.m., we always knew when it was 4 a.m. because that's when Vermin would bug the crap out of Scott so she could walk him over to the kibble dish and show him that there was food in there. That's what it seemed she was doing anyway. We had no idea what the hell was wrong with that cat sometimes. But she was one of those cats who was very, very sweet, but not incredibly bright. And okay, I think does this? No, of course not. That. Okay.
Hey guys, it is super cold up here, hence me being wrapped up. But I was sitting looking through some old folders full of old footage and stuff, and I kind of realized I want to start occasionally doing these vlogs, which are going to be the lost vlogs. Basically, there's been a whole bunch of times where I have.
I'm not sure how I'm still subscribed to Toxic Tears. And yes, I've seen her little video about being fed up, and I kind of feel like I should make a response to this, but I don't know how I would do it without coming off as just trying to stir up more drama, which is not what I want to do. It's just... So she's trying to defend herself and saying that, it's not correct that she doesn't listen to goth music, which I'm willing to admit, maybe this is incorrect. Maybe she actually does. At the same time, though, she says that, I don't know, she kind of dodges the whole question of what actually she listens to, and so, well, she dodges the question and then justifies listening to music that clearly is not gothic music, and it just, I don't know, it feels like some kind of bait and switch kind of thing, or maybe not bait and switch, but it just feels like such an obvious dodge, and so I went on to Reddit, which I know, yeah, it's Reddit. At the same time, the way Reddit is set up, it's kind of like it's kind of like an error in format to how Usenet worked. So it so yeah, I mean, I know it's not like a perfect replicant of how Usenet operated, but it does kind of have that feel to it. It feels very Usenet in how it functions. So where the hell does this piece go? Why can't I figure this out? This piece mocks me and plots against me. Wait. Oh, no, it does go there. Okay, why weren't you going there earlier? It does mock me. So yeah, I kind of feel like I need to respond to this, so I went to Reddit and asked if anybody could source where this belief comes from, that she does not listen to Gothic music. And of course, because it's Reddit, there's one Yahoo saying, well, why can't you should just do your own homework, man? I'm like, screw you. No you, right? And then what happens? So yeah, it would be nice if anybody could find the video or at least a comment link to where she may have said this before. Just like anybody who wants to play Archive Warrior for a minute. And then what happens? No, why doesn't that go there? That makes sense to go there. Stupid goddamn pieces. Maybe it makes a little more sense there. So, like, very seldom on the internet does any wrong or allegedly wrong belief come out of completely nowhere. Sometimes it does still happen, like, urban legends that just get oft repeated and nobody thinks to, check the sources and see if, it ever really did happen. At the same time, it's, like I said, we live in an information age now where it's becoming increasingly rare for somebody to believe something that, for no reason. We live in an age where people are are far more likely to check the sources on things, and
So we are back from
people
I barely filmed there, but yeah, it was okay. It wasn't really I'm not really much of a party person anyway, so it wasn't super amazing. Although one thing that I am salty about. See this rather.
Okay, so there's this vlog here where she's saying that this club night was only okay, and oh wait, no, that was I'm not sure what that was. That could have been Gangster's Paradise, or that could have been a Cinema Strange. There's a couple of bars I heard of this one song. So then what happens? Oh hey, I found that lady's cat. So then what? Please, why doesn't this go there? So yeah, I want to know why people think this. I can't remember the video myself, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means that I don't know how I would go about doing that without being accused of just trying to stir up more drama, which I really don't want to do. I really want to get to the heart of the matter, and plus she seemed really distressed in that video, and I feel for that. Okay, wait. Was the cat a former stray? If we're talking about Vermin, and that's the only one I remember bringing up, Vermin was adopted from the Michigan Animal Rescue League, and the story that she had was that she did formerly belong to this older woman who was getting a little bit of dementia. So when her adult children intervened, they couldn't take care of the cat, and so that's where I found her. So I knew she had issues. Kind of funny that she used to be one of those cats who kind of ate like a dog would. Like, you cannot trust a dog for shit when you put them in front of food. Like, they will immediately like scarf down everything you put in front of them, and like until they puke, which is why you have to regulate a dog's diet more carefully than you do a cat's. Saying that cats never have that kind of problem, but it's less common with cats overall. And oh, it goes there. Does it? Please go there. You look like you go there. Okay, you do go there. So yeah, she kind of we did eventually break her of, you know, eating so fast. I'm just a oh, it was Siska left to sleep. Okay. Good night in spirit, I guess. As my 24-year-old son would say, cringe. I'm not sure what's cringe. Oh, it's a trap. Okay, are you talking about the Toxic Tears video, that it's a trap for me to make a response of sorts? Alice, we need to talk beauty. I don't know much about Tears. They are all so much younger, nothing in common, I guess. Toxic Tears is about 31, 32-ish. I don't... your aunt came down my feed, and I found it as cliche as it sounds. You said just what is few see. I think autocorrect did a number on what you said. But yeah, I've had a lot of people say that, you know, I said what's been on a lot of people's minds in some cases for years, and I thank you, I guess. I'm glad. I don't regret a damn thing I said in that first video. I meant everything I said, and people don't have to like it. Maybe I could have picked a better time, but, you know, if I had picked a better time, I might not have been in the mood to say it, you know? It's just, it is what it is. It happened. It's done. At the same time, like I said, this Toxic Tears video where she's just like, I'm fed up, and I feel like I should have a response to that, but at the same time, like I said, I know, like, if I said anything directly about this, people would accuse me of just trying to stir up drama, where I'm just honestly trying to get to the, I'm trying to figure out right now, like, why people say that she doesn't listen to goth music. Or more specifically, why people say that she has said she doesn't listen to goth music. So right now, that's where I'm at. I want to find out where this belief came from. Like, if it is indeed based off something she said, or if it is, for some reason, one of those odd cases on the internet where it is somehow baseless. I want to get to the heart of that matter right now. So that's why I took it up with Reddit first, because I want to see, okay, is this coming from somewhere? Because if it's coming from nowhere, I'd like to know. If nobody can source this, you know, then I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But if people can source why, you know, why this is a common belief amongst goth communities on the internet, that, you know, why it is a common belief that she herself has said that she does not listen to goth music. I think Toxic Tears is actually possibly hurt. She said in one of her goth confession, she doesn't always listen to goth music. Well, see, saying that you don't always listen to it is different from saying you don't listen to it, because honestly, like, who always listens to it? Okay, I might have had a period when I was a teenager where I only listened to quote-unquote gothic music because I was a teenager, and teenagers regularly feel like they have something to prove, if not to others then to themselves. So yeah, I may have had that kind of phase when I was a little dipshit, like we all were when we were 19. Don't say you didn't, because if you didn't, there's a good chance you're lying, and you did. She does suffer from depression. She has noted that before. Not that is an excuse. Oh yeah, she did seem distressed in that video. I do vaguely remember Kaya Toxic Tears saying that she's had some experiences with depression before, and that I mean that's very distressed, like above and beyond what would seem reasonable for the situation, And I'm not saying depression is unreasonable in case somebody watches this in archive and tries to accuse me of that. I'm saying depression can lead us to do things that may not seem reasonable. I mean, like I said at the earlier tonight, my favorite aunt, who I lived with most of my childhood, she was diagnosed as bipolar back when it was still called manic depression. So, and I feel for her situation. I really do. If that isn't, and like I said, that's probably why she seemed genuinely distressed. I'm usually a decent gauge for bullshit when I feel people are trying to pull it, and I sensed that she was genuinely feeling distressed. I really did. It's quite possible that this was just bullshit, and she's just a really good actress. But considering that, I don't think, I don't think Kai is that good an actress, considering how so quickly she can, not always, but she can fly off the handle at people in the comment sections of her videos over seemingly nothing, which, that could be a symptom of her depressive disorder, whichever one it may be, because there's all kinds of depressive disorders. And where does this piece go? Is this another piece that's trying to mock me? Yes. Oh, wait. Nope. I think I found it. Yep, right there. Okay. So, yeah, I do feel for her. I mean, she did seem genuinely distressed at a couple points in that video. And I just want to get to the bottom. Hi! Yeah, about Toxic Tears. Oh, ATAC! You, I don't know how long you've been on, but yeah, I don't know. I've been talking about the Toxic Tears video, and I kind of feel like I need to make a response to this, if only because she does seem genuinely distressed in that, and apparently she does, somebody else remembers that she has mentioned struggling with depressive disorder of some sort before, and that would make sense for why she did seem legitimately depressed or distressed at some point, at a couple points in that video. Yes, that one where she goes on for about 3 minutes about how she doesn't want to make the video, and then proceeds with the weirdest way of showing how much she doesn't want to make the video. Where the hell does this piece go? No, that makes no sense. But yeah, it's possible that, this appearance of being distressed is just, could be an act, of course. Yes, I know depression is real and feelings are real. What do you do with the puzzles once you finish them? I glue them. I glue them like this one here. I get her ridden with it. The last thing I'm going to do is peddle my wares. It takes energy, not that it matters. Yeah. but yeah, I know that, depression is real. I'm just saying that, I'm talking about how genuinely distressed she seemed. I don't think her depression is fake, not at all. I know that this is a genuine issue that a lot of people genuinely, truly do struggle with, and I believe her when she says that she does. What I am saying, though, is that, okay, say hypothetically that she was just putting on the tears, in the video for the benefit of others to believe that she is distressed about this, about the drama. And what I'm saying then is, I don't think she's that good of an actress. That's why I'm leaning toward that this is genuine emotion. She is indeed feeling that she did, that she was feeling genuinely hurt by the drama. So, part of it could be how she surrounds herself with fans who fawn over her, so any criticism feels so out of left field. Oh yeah, the internet echo chamber effect. Oh yeah, Catherine. Yeah, I was saying, just because of how quick she is to fly off the handle at people in the comment sections of her videos. Like, I don't think she's that. I don't think she's that good at, like, trying to fool people into thinking that she's feeling things she isn't, since, she does have a bit of a reputation for flying off the handle at people in the comments section over pretty much nothing half the time. Like, people suggesting, hey, like people making innocuous little suggestions that would help her improve her videos. Like, hey, I know you're tall, I'm tall too. I want to, if you could include some comments about how the clothes fit a tall body, that would be great. And, and then people say that she just goes off on them like, they have no business telling her how to run her channel or do her videos. And I'm thinking, this is just constructive criticism, like truly constructive. This is a suggestion on how you can already improve something that somebody is seeing some value in. Like the fact that they even thought to make that kind of suggestion, especially worded the way it was, or at least the way I saw them wording it, or close enough anyway. I don't know. I don't have the quote sitting right out in front of me. I'm doing a goddamn jigsaw puzzle. It sounds like a case where they genuinely are getting some value in this, which, I wouldn't get any value in this because I do not wear clothes sized for tall women. I'm a very short man. So I want to know how clothes fit hobbits, basically. I'm short and fat. I've been short and fat for some time. I'm, even at my thinnest, it wasn't that much thinner. I'm short, I'm round and hobbity. So, which is the big reason I would probably never get any kind of company sponsorships or partnerships to do a video or all of that. Like however you want to call it. Because honestly, PR gifting, that's just a way around, because, the companies have to claim it on their taxes as an advertising expense. But because it is a gift, because it can be classified as a gift, it means that they don't have to write up some kind of sponsorship contract. So, you're not a contract worker. You're just, a potential influencer receiving a gift. I'm like, that is just a technicality, so they can, get out of claiming you as a what's the word? I'm looking for a word. As a contract worker on their taxes come that season. So I'm like, it's not like it. The only way the only thing that makes that different from a quote unquote proper sponsorship is technicality. It's a technicality. And it is a technicality so that a company doesn't have to claim you as a contract employee on their taxes. But that's another story for another time. So, yeah, I'll leave that out there. As long as it's not on the floor, right? But, yeah, she just seems so distressed in that video, and I do feel for her, and I've got nothing against her personally. I don't have any reason, anyway, to have anything against her personally. I think she could stand to, like, maybe not fly off the handle at people so much in the comments section, but I haven't been personally affected by that in quite some time, if ever at all. I can't remember the last time I left a comment on one of her videos, but, you know, I think she could stand to be a little bit more polite about some things and, like, learn to take criticism more gracefully, but I've got nothing against her. I really don't. Our little New Zealand princess, on the other hand, I've got some issues with her, like serious, deep issues, especially, you know, from the people I have talked to who have indeed dealt with her IRL. So I'm like, she is. People think she's so nice and sweet, and I'm like, yeah, because she thinks she can get something out of you. Like, long story short. But Murnau, stop being a dipshit. He's bugging the crap out of Nigel right now. So, he is acting like a little dipshit. And this one has lights on it. And really? But yeah, I do feel for Kaya after this last video. I mean, I don't think she's got all of her ducks in a row when she made it. And I don't know. I mean that in most senses that could be taken, I suppose. Like, because clearly, if people believe that she has said that she does not listen to Gothic music, this had to come from somewhere. It really did. It does feel like it came from somewhere, but and like that's the only issue I have. But I don't know. I feel like I could stand to I don't know. I also feel like if I did try and, you know, reach out and explain that I've got nothing against her personally, that'll just give her more reason to fly off the handle at me and keep the drama train a-chugging, and I don't need that either. I don't know. It's just a situation that... I acknowledge my part in all of this. At the same time, I acknowledge my part in all of this, and I feel like if I can do anything to help, I should. But what can I do? Like, what can I do? If I make a response video to hers in particular, there's a good chance she's going to fly off the handle at me for no reason. There's also a good chance that you know, even if she does take it well herself, that all of her little stands are going to fly off the handle at me for no reason, and that'll just keep going and going for even less reason, just because, you know, whatever. And this piece vexes me. I feel like it makes no sense for the rest of the puzzle, but it came with the puzzle, so in theory it goes with the puzzle. I think I know where this one goes. I think I've been looking for... Oh, yes, 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 yes! Oh, wait. Yes. Ha ha ha. Yeah. No, that makes no sense. Why did I even try that? Wait, does it work this way? Maybe? Ah, it does. It does go there. And that goes there. And son of a bitch. Let me catch up real quick. Okay. Oh, wow. You people are all just talking and talking and talking. Howdy, ATAC. ATAC. Part of it could be she surrounds herself. Okay, I did see that part. Catherine, she doesn't check me that level. I mean, obviously, we're not trying to. We're just, describing symptoms. She openly says she'll delete anything negative in comments. Oh, yeah, I remembered that part. Please scroll for me. Please. I'd like to read. Oh. Yeah, it does make sense that mania does sometimes manifest like that. I remember sometimes my my aunt, who's bipolar, would have moods that looked a lot like that. And that's not saying that her feeling of distress isn't real, but it does feel like it could seem overblown to somebody who does not have that experience with mania. Okay, open, she does indeed. At least in that vid, Alice Dark. I haven't much to interject other than these goths are like all of YouTube, lots of gaudy junk that I don't care for. Yeah, ATAC. To be honest, the video overall felt like damage control to appease the goths. I can see that. Catherine Kincaid. I don't know how you could become a large YouTuber and handle the critics. I am way too emotional. Yeah, I don't know. I could probably probably not too large, but I don't know. I just kind of have this sense of general apathy to people who are being genuinely nasty, but I also will address people who are offering genuine critiques. So, Alice Dark, I tried to watch, I couldn't. LOL seemed contrived. I don't know. ATAC, these YouTubers are kind of like the Paris Hiltons and Kardashians, famous for being famous, but unlike them, they don't have PR people and handlers because they cost a lot of money. I can see the comparison. Alice Dark, Kat, my son told me I should do a political channel. I'm like, my views aren't up for debate. LOL, that takes balls and a lot of research. Alice Dark, ATAC, spot on, so crazy. We have Goth Kardashian. I can see the comparison anyway. ATAC, it takes balls to put yourself out there. So that I do respect, absolutely. But if you build a following, you will have influence. It's IBF and TT. If they point their fans, follow. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Power can be used for good or evil. Alice, indeed. ATAC, I thought you cut your hair for a sec. Oh, yeah. I haven't cut my hair in 5 years. Oh, yeah, since just before. Oh, wait, no. I want to say Nigel was almost a year old when I stopped cutting my hair, so about 6 years, maybe closer to 7. I don't know. It was somewhere early in the time I had Nigel. So, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, technically, IBF isn't it? Yeah, technically, but she's also put her rough patch up for as a bit of a public topic. So. But both IBF and TT create their own problems. To a large extent, yes. ATAC, you have please everyone all the time. Catherine Can we not take it in the direction to lift each other up instead of kicking each other, or not? I'm tired of drama. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said, I mean, well, that's part of the reason I feel like I have some kind of duty to reach out and address her little fed up video, because not so much feeling like I need to conduct a damage control, but that I feel like there is definitely something I did add to this, and if I can at least try to mediate the issue, because she does seem to live with some kind of depressive disorder, possibly bipolar, just going on the symptoms, but again, not trying to diagnose anyone. So I don't know. I feel like if anything could be mediated, and if I could help in any way by saying something in response, maybe I should, but at the same time, I don't think there's anything I could say that would truly help right now. Hey, it's one of those pieces that's been mocking me. All right. A-Tech, I've had people call for me to be fired from the Belfry Network because my articles made them mad. Full disclosure, I don't even get paid. Catherine, is that what the goth community needs? More drama? Nick Ghostkin, please don't take that. Talking to a cat. Nick Ghostkin, I love your antique stuff. Where do you get them from? I get, let's see. I don't know if you've seen my couch. I've got pictures of that on Instagram. I love that couch, though it does need to be reupholstered in no small part due to my most recent ex, who abused my furniture when I wasn't around, and sometimes even when I was around. Why am I opening that? I found that at the Ann Arbor Reuse Center. They've got a lot of large furniture and large appliances. I got that on a 50% off day for $50. So it was originally marked for $100. I got it for $50, and it was only another $25 for delivery, which I needed because I don't drive, for starters. So that's my $75 Empire Victorian couch. I've got a blue Art Nouveau chair that's also been pictured on Cat Please, not on the puzzle. So my French Art Nouveau chair, I got that from a place in Depot Town, Ypsilanti, called Artifact and Whimsy. I got that with some of the back pay I was due. So my Art Nouveau chair, I want to say I got that in the area of about $150. My Peacock chair, I got that at Jim McDonald Antiques in Depot Town, Ypsi. That I got with rent money that my ex gave me. So I want to say that was about $90. Oh wait, no, that was on a 15% off furniture day. So probably closer to 75. I don't know what 15% off from 90 would be, but it was around 80-ish, 75 to 80, somewhere thereabouts. My kitchen table with the benches, again, that was something that I got with my back pay from Social Security Disability. So this was probably the most expensive piece of furniture I've bought, would be the kitchen table and chairs. These are vintage 60s. It is I think it's an Acme design. That's what I'm thinking about, because I really don't want to go under the table and check the maker stamp. But this was $350, the table and both the benches. And as far as the genuine antiques go, that's all the furniture. The sewing machine that I showed at the earlier tonight, that I found on eBay for $80 after shipping costs. My vacuum cleaner, vintage 1962 Hoover, perfect working condition. I may need to make a new case for the vacuum bags, And yes, I prefer bagged vacuums because honestly, with a dust allergy, bagless vacuums are the worst scam of our times. Like, because it throws dust everywhere when you empty it out. That's like, no, you don't need a bagless vacuum, especially if you've got dust allergies, like me and one of my cats. So, I found that for $15, and uh, as far as the appliances go, let's see. I don't know, a mix of places, a mix of local antique shops, thrift shops, eBay. eBay's great for antiques lately. A lot of people with antiques up on Etsy, uh, they seem overpriced to me just because I've been antiquing since I was about 12, but I also understand Etsy fees will nickel and dime a seller to death. Like, like when I was still on Etsy, they were taking about a third of my income every month just from listing fees. So, let's see. ATAC, hell, it is less a following and more people who work together. Yeah. Alice Dark, it's weird. The net is very different than my experiences with young people. Most are positive and they have a real respect for the scene. I don't see too much of this commercialism. Oh yeah, that's a huge difference between like talking to people who aren't so heavy on the internet socialization, ATAC, and that is why I put the disclaimer on each article now. Yeah, and this is where where YouTube was not letting me scroll. ATAC, the golf subcultures always had drama. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like Angela Benedict has made videos talking about the New York club scene drama that she was involved with at times, and that was before she really had full-time internet access, and I don't even remember if she was one of the alt gothic denizens who are still around. The difference now is we used to have our drama fun on weekends and it would stay there. Now it is 24/7. Yeah. ATAC opened it because idle hands open the devil's things. Alice, I'm refurbishing an 1800 settee. Oh, God. Now to win that lottery. Yeah, I'm probably I've got a friend, Joey. He does antique furniture restoration as a job, but I don't think I can afford him, so I will ask if he can offer some tips. But if he wants to offer me a friend rate, I'm all for it. About reupholstering my couch. Uh, let's see. Catherine, weekend drama at the club now goes to drama in your living room. Yeah, damn it, YouTube. Alice Dark, LOL, goth soap opera. They really don't have boundaries in terms of their personal lives. Kind of, yeah, to an extent. I don't have the greatest boundaries with regards to my personal life. I mean, there are some things that I will keep private, just because that's just how I am at this point in my life. But why doesn't this piece go there? I want it to go there. Oh, wait, does this? Oh, it goes there. That makes sense. That makes more sense. Yes. But I also don't have anybody in my life right now who would be especially affected if drama leaked into my life. So I don't know. I'm an open book until I no longer desire to be on many topics, not all of them, but enough that uh uh okay, why is this piece vexing me? Okay, it doesn't go there. If I can just figure out kinda maybe. Really? You're not even gonna give me that much? Okay. Well, whatever then. I'll show you puzzle piece. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I know where this goes. This is somebody's head in the rolls. Okay. Oh. does this? No. That might make some semblance of sense. Oh, wait, I know where it goes. It's a lower piece on that part. Ha ha ha. But yeah, as far as like Toxic Tears and her fed up video, I do feel for her situation, and if and it does seem like she genuinely feels distressed by this, maybe as much as it feels like as its potential damage control. Like, I can see it going in both directions, honestly, but yeah, at the same time, I want to get to the bottom of why people say that she doesn't listen to goth music. Like, if I can at least get to the bottom of that, if I can at least point to something that would explain why people believe this, especially people in the goth scene as it exists online, or at least as far as it exists in interacting with YouTube creatives and all of that. If I can get to the bottom of this, I will be satisfied. And that's all I really want to do right now, is I want to figure out, okay, what exactly did she say that that is the source of why people say this? Because this does not feel like something that came out of nowhere. This feels like something that is definitely sourced back to something she herself said. And it's not one of those things where, like, oh, I don't listen to the music all the time. Well, yeah, nobody listens to it all the time, except if you're a teenager who feels like you have something to prove, even if only to yourself, because we all went through that. Especially us elder goths who've been around forever and think that Queen has to be a guilty pleasure. And I'm like, no, everybody likes Queen. Like, nothing guilty about that. So if I can at least figure out the exact video or exact comment wherein she said this, or at least, if not that, then what people have taken to mean that she doesn't listen to the music, then it would be, we'd at least know. Then we'd know. That's what I want to feel like right now. I want to feel like there is a reason for this belief. And since there is a reason for this belief, it's not, it's not baseless. And if it turns out it is actually somehow baseless, then I will apologize for helping perpetuate that. But if it turns out it is not baseless, then I have nothing to apologize for. I mean, I acknowledge the hand I had in this, but that doesn't mean I think I was ever in the wrong. I will admit if I am in the wrong, but I'm usually right. Like, even if one of my exes, especially Scott, would pull his thumb out of his ass for a minute, he would acknowledge that I am usually right. I was right about many things with Scott that, then again, his mother and I, like, Scott and I were never married, but we were together so long, it kind of feels like we were. And I still exchange Christmas cards with his mother. It's kind of adorable in a way. I've occasionally referred to her as my ex-mother-in-law or ex-common mother-in-law, because it kind of feels like that. He and I were just together that long. But yeah, I'm very much of a personality type that I want to know why, okay, if this is a wrong thing that people believe somehow, where did it come from? Because this is an information age, and the younger people especially adapted to that very quickly, much more quickly than younger generations have adapted to other things that I've noticed. It took me the longest time to adapt to certain technologies that have at this point been around forever, but were fresh and new when I was all young and shit, and now here I am, and like of course part of that was just income level. Like, I did not have a CD player until I was 16 years old, so that would have been 96, 97-ish, something like that. I don't even know how old I am sometimes, because I and there is a reason for that, because so a lot of people tell me that I look younger than I am, and I am flattered. But I also have a feeling that, like my father, once I am old enough for senior discounts at places, I'm going to be pulling out my ID left and right to prove that I am indeed old enough to get the goddamn senior discount. Don't you deny me my 50-cent coffee, McDonald's. I get my 50-cent senior coffee. Don't you try and tell me I don't look old enough. I'm not flattered by that. Not as flattered as some people would be, anyway. Not when there's 50-cent coffee on the line. That's for damn sure. Don't tell me it's flattering when there's cheap-ass coffee on the line. Well, no, I take that back. Some coffee is just, I cannot stomach the smell even of burnt coffee on a percolator. And the reason I cannot stomach that is because my dad used his AA meetings in lieu of a babysitter a lot of times. So so yeah, I've got some bad memories associated with that smell of burnt percolator coffee. It's awful. It's so awful, and that piece doesn't go there. Why am I putting it there? Yeah, I just really want to know, like, where this belief comes from, if it is as unfounded as she's alluding to, because that's really what it is at this point. It feels like she wasn't flat out denying it as much as she could have if it was true that, or, you know, if it was true that it was unfounded. So I want to get to the bottom of why people say this. Like, was there indeed a quote of hers that, you know, for everyone. I understand if by the end of this video some of you choose not to stick around. Honestly, that might be for the best. So yeah. Because I know some of you are just hate watching. Okay. I'm not for everyone. Seriously? And I never wanted to be. I didn't start my YouTube channel with the goal. This piece vexes me. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out this whole goddamn puzzle eventually. Eventually. And then I'll go on to one of the smaller ones. Just so I can feel like I've actually accomplished something by finishing another one in a night. So then what happens? Yeah, with this whole toxic tears thing, I do feel for her, and I understand, you know, if she's having the crying manic kind of depressive symptoms. It's quite possible that she does have bipolar depression. Again, not diagnosing anyone, just describing symptoms that I've seen in others, and I feel for her. I really do. Like, she seemed genuinely distressed and, you know, practically crying a couple times in that video. And I don't have anything against her personally. I just, like I said, at this point, I just want to know why this is such a widespread belief amongst the goth community online. Because it's definitely deeper than, you know, a confession video that she doesn't always listen to goth music. Because, you know, I listen to Prince half the time. I mean, that maybe not literally that much, but I was into Prince before I was into David Bowie. Then again, I grew up in a predominantly African-American neighborhood in Metro Detroit up until I was 12, and then my father remarried, and we moved to my stepmother's chicken farm outside Adrian, Michigan, technically in Tecumseh. And I've never heard of that town either. Oh, wait. Yes. Ah, yes! I've got the bike kid together now. That's nice. Oh. So, I just want to get to the bottom of this. Like, why do people believe this? And I repeated myself so much at this point. It's because this is a thing that is... Like I said, I acknowledge my part in this. And, you know, at the same time, though, that doesn't mean I don't still stand behind what I said. Because I do stand behind what I said. I meant every word I said. I meant every word I said, and seeing as a majority of it was directed at our New Zealand princess, then yeah, I still stand behind it, and I do feel for Kaya, Toxic Tears, that her name was dragged into this, because I did kinda bring her up as another example of the commercialism and materialism portrayed, and in my first video I was pantsless and horribly depressed. I felt like I'd reached the end and I knew I needed help, so I started helping myself by making videos of the struggle. And that doesn't mean it was fair for other people to drag her in the comments section on my video, and I probably should have curbed that a little more than I did. I'm a weirdo introvert who spends 99% of my time alone in a tiny cabin. Oh, that doesn't go there. That's why I'm having problems with it now. Okay, that makes sense. And I will not promise you healing, but I can offer empathy and truth that may resonate. Is that not enough? I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Leafy Greens, but that's not my real name. I'll be 28 in 3 weeks. I'm 5 months pregnant. I have 2 dogs and an amazing partner named Forrest. I'm a strong, badass bitch, and I'd like to warn you. No, of course it doesn't go there. Okay. Never even fully adapting to a subculture. I was the chubby girl in pajama pants who got bullied in middle school, the loner and anorexic who dropped out of high school, the too emotional college student who overwhelmed her peers. I was the half-punk, the sickly vegan, the messy prostitute, the pseudo-anarchist. According to my trolls and my enemies, and even to some of my friends, I am crazy, and I've learned to accept and even embrace that people will always see me like that, simply because I don't fit. If you're here to judge me through the lens of capitalism or heteronormativity or something you call normalcy, you are in the wrong place. I'll be the first to tell myself. Wait. You got somebody's shoes. And because of that, I've been followed by bullies and predators my whole life. No. They smell my vulnerability. They know they can hurt me. What they don't realize is that they will never destroy me. Yes. All right. Sometimes people like the Rewired Soul or Repzilla trigger me and I have breakdowns that knock me on my ass for a couple days. But then I get back up. I return to the battle stronger than ever. I have done this my whole life. The people saying I need to stay off YouTube clearly don't know me. I'm a motherfucking badass. I'm far worse than this. I'm a writer. I've
I've written professionally as a journalist and an essayist for many years. I'm also in the final edit of my first memoir about the year my brother went missing and I became a homeless prostitute. Yes, I'm also a former prostitute. I've been many people.
This goes somewhere.
Homeless, I've
I think I've seen where this goes.
I've been a punk rocker. I've been
No.
a journalist.
Okay, and where the hell does it go? Here's this.
I've ate at my
Aha, there it is. Okay.
And I repeatedly socked him with a master lock and a tube sock. If you think beating up the man who raped me while I was sleeping and left a condom inside my body makes me a monster, we will never, ever see eye to eye. I wrote an article about this for a website that no longer exists called Exogene, and as a result, there is now a short film called I Beat Up My Rapist, based on the story, directed by Canadian director Tracy Gill. In 3 weeks, I'll be heading to Toronto for the Canadian Film Festival.
Okay. This one goes somewhere.
You might notice that I discuss a lot of my personal traumas in depth on my channel.
Okay, I think I'm at a good stopping point. I should probably follow through with my threat from, I don't know, at this point about an hour ago to have myself a late dinner and make the cats their dinner and get to bed because I have an Amazon thing that I have to return tomorrow, and tomorrow is the absolute last day that I have to return it without being double charged. So, yeah, I gotta get up early, so I am, wait. Aha, okay. Wait. Yes. All right. Oh, wait. Is this that base? Yes, it is. Okay. Damn it. Why? Why are all the pieces coming to me when I've just said that I need to go to bed? Why is life like this? This is a metaphor for my life. I say I need to go and do something a little bit more important, and then suddenly bits that have been vexing me half the night so far are coming out and be like, no, put us together now. I'm like, no, I gotta go have something that passes for a light dinner and then get to bed and plus feed the cats. How could I not feed the cats first on that list? Am I some horrible cretin who hates kitties? Apparently so. Okay. Done with tonight's stream. I gotta make dinner and get to bed. Good night, everybody who stuck around until, like, just now. Okay. Yeah. I'll take a look and see it. I'll take a look at the chat later. All right. Bye-bye.